tides here are 28 feet. Right now we're at low tide, so it's just sitting down. You pass a little island coming into harbor, and it is Partridge Island. Was used as a quarantine station, helping people fight off typhoid fever, cholera, and smallpox. There were 3 hospitals, 2 doctors, a church, a school, and a garrison to protect the people. There's a large Celtic cross, a tall Celtic cross on Partridge Island, honoring the Irish who came here escaping the potato famine. There were thousands coming in ships. We have a small Celtic cross here on the city side, commemorating their to honor them. Partridge Island, you can see the lighthouse flash out there, and you'll see it at a different angle. Here we have the small Celtic cross, and then we have the 3 lights. The 3 red lights are a form of advertising. When the lights were seen separately, they knew they were on course. Otherwise, they'd have to turn their ship around so they wouldn't go around or hit rock. We're on Prince William Street, named after King George's baby brother, Prince William, who was a sailor. This street was the Wall Street of its time. Here we have old houses that were built in the early 1800s. Heritage Canada has strict rules and guidelines as to how they're maintained. Again, more writing on the buildings. Now, in 1877, we had a big fire, a great fire. It started in the hay barn where you entered this van. In 9 hours, 1,612 buildings were destroyed. People from as far away as New York, Boston, and Nova Scotia came to rebuild the city. This is a high school on the passenger side. Such greats as Donald Sutherland, Leland Ward, and Walter Pidgeon graduated from that school.
It's still a working high school?
It is. The children are on vacation or summer vacation now, and they have nice plays in there too. Speaking of plays, we had Louis B. Mayer from MGM. Came here as a 3-year-old child, grew up in this city. At 19, he had started a production company here, and then went on to Boston and on to California, where he started MGM. Seaman's Mission was built by Lady Tilley, whose husband was Sir Leonard Tilley, one of our fathers of Confederation. That's like the signing of independence. Now please note the different styles. We have the Gothic style, the great big stones that are used, and then you have the Italianate style where they have all the little fancy, intricate type of work. The 3rd pillar over on the passenger side here shows a man spitting out money, and it means that they had lots of it. It's an insurance company. The sandstone building on this side was our first city hall, as was this beside me was the post office, but now it is condominiums. Please note the brick building in front of, on my side. You'll see funny faces at the very top, right at the top. And when that was built, we'll go a little slower through here. When that was built, the city councilor said, "You built it too high, we're not paying you." And Mr. Chubbs put funny faces of them up there. They were so horrified that they paid him right away, and also made a rule that no other building could be defaced. He fixed them all right. Llewellyn Press. This has a lot of humor for me because in 1970 my sister and I had a double wedding. She called there to have our wedding invitations made. The lady was quite annoyed, and she said, "That's not legal yet. 2 sisters can't get married." And she said, "Well, not to each other." So we each married our own man, and we're still married to that same man. Not the same man. The same man that we married.
At the time of the wedding.
At the time of the wedding, yes. We have a little a Volkswagen police car used in museum or used in parades on the passenger side, and then right here on the passenger side, the policeman's museum.
We just went through that. It was wonderful.
It is.
It's wonderful. Yeah.
They said it, and it's made the tours from the police cars or retired policemen. Now, King Street. On my side, on the passenger side, this street is called King Street. It is the shortest, widest, steepest street in all of Canada.
Oh.
From the top to the second block down, if you put a board out and drop a pendulum, it's a drop of 80 feet. So there. The red, the yellow, the orange, and the red shows the growth. That's our new city hall, and it shows the growth in the city. The pedways, you can see the blue one here, and there's another one in front of us. When I let you out at City Market, if you choose to get out at City Market, then you can come down through the buildings, through the pedways, right to the Market Square at the bottom here, where our museum is. And you won't have to come down King Street, and you also won't get wet. Barber's General Store on my side is the site of the Barber's Spice Factory. Now, if you see that building, it's hard to visualize it, but one of the barbers who had moved to Fredericton donated that building to be put on their family site, and it came down through the reversing rapids on a barge at slack tide. Inside Market Square, on my side, is the museum. The museum has the right skeleton of the right whale in it. The right whale's endangered. There's less than 400 on Earth. Last week there were 3 whales in the Bay of Fundy that were sighted by a plane and tangled in fishnets. And the third one was released. They got all 3 out.
Oh, beautiful.
Red Rose Tea, eh? That's on my side. There you are. That's the factory where Red Rose Tea was created, and also the gauze tea bag was invented right there. So when you have a cup of tea and it's in a gauze bag, you'll say, oh, I saw where was it invented. On the passenger side, Harbour Station is the home for our St. John Sea Dogs. It is the part of the Quebec Major Junior Hockey League. We have about 70,000 people in the city of St. John. Counting the outlying area, it brings the population up to, just a moment please. It brings the population up to about 100,000. So it's a very small city. What we lack in people, we make up for in personalities. Please note the beautiful marigolds. This is the Marigold Street where the Marigold, or I should say, the Marigold Project started. Children in elementary schools, started these flowers from seed is a science project. Then in the spring, in the summer before school was out, the street was blocked off. The children could come and help the city workers plant their own flower. The city workers maintain this row of gardens. There's the sign that tells you about the marigolds.
You answered my question.
Oh, all right. Now we have the marigolds will last right up until November. They're beautiful. So the city workers do the weeding and the watering of the marigolds. All the elementary schools in the area took place in this. You'll notice that signs are in both languages. New Brunswick is the only bilingual province in all of Canada. There are 10 provinces and 3 territories. New Brunswick is bilingual. Quebec is our French province. All the others are English. Anyone in government must speak both languages. or if they have an official state, like some of the city officials. So the signs are in both languages. You can see. I myself only speak English. My children are bilingual, and they went from kindergarten up.